It says, are you ready to go live? Yes. Hold on, Ed.
Yep.
What I'm going to do, I'm clicking. All right. Hello, people. I can't see what you can see, so bear with us. I might have to come out and come back in. Some technical difficulties here, so give me 1 second, but we are here and we're gonna make this thing work. And I know it must gonna be a juicy conversation since I'm having technology issues. That's how I look at this stuff. It's gonna be real good when you have problems. Hold on. I'm trying to clear out every window that's possibly open that could be slowing down our connection. All right, let's see. I don't know. Ed, you can still hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
This is weird because I don't even see us.
I can see us.
Really? I don't even know what I'm looking at. That's how crazy it looks on my side right now. I'm like, okay, where's Ed? Where's the buttons? Where's anything? Because nothing is showing up. But that's how I know it's going to be a juicy episode, because if you say you can see me, then that's good, because I can't even see myself.
Really?
Yeah, this is weird. I've never had this happen before. So I'm like, what's happening?
Maybe I should switch to my laptop.
No, I don't think it's you. It's probably me.
Okay.
It's got to be me. Because if you could see things and I can't see things, it's me. It's just weird that I'm having these issues. I don't know what that's about. YouTube, please do not be a hater. Do not be a hater.
And I might be blocked. You never know. They might have banned me. You know, I'm a rebel.
You rogue, you rogue. Well, me too, right? Oh man. Well, because I can still hear you, I just don't know what I look like and what you look like. This is nuts.
You got a background on, so I mean, I'm just, you can see my.
This is weird. I feel like we on the phone. So, do you mind if I kick it like we on the phone?
It's cool.
Listen, if you are watching, I don't know what's going on with my technology. I don't know if I'm be able to see the comments tonight or anything, but I will come back and double back. And hopefully this thing will kick into full gear like it needs to and supposed to. Well, without further ado, ladies and gents, I have my good friend here, Edward Hilts, on. I'm excited about tonight's conversation. He is an entrepreneur. He's the fitness guru. He's a real estate investor. Like, his hands is in a couple of pots. And I'm excited to kind of dig deep with him and figure out how he shattered the glass. And hopefully, you take this moment, go get your notebook and your pen, and let's get this thing started for tonight. And so hopefully you already have these items, but I'll give you the 30-second rule, as I do with all my guests, for you to get it together, notify a friend, tell somebody. I'm going to jump on Instagram right now and tell them, hey, we live. Come on over to the channel, because nobody should want to miss this. He's dropping knowledge. He has a lot of experience in different things, and that's what our community needs. Like, let's be honest. We got to do a few things different, and I'm excited to hear how he's doing it differently. Now this thing talking about, I want to check connection. And that just means, I gotta have you come back too. It's gonna be good enough for a part 2. All right, Instagram, we are live. We are live. Make sure you jump in on Shatter the Glass at YouTube. I'm here with my good friend, Edward Hilts. We're about to get into it. You know how I do over here on Instagram Live. You guys get a few minutes of the conversation, and then you got to come over to YouTube. I would stream to Facebook tonight, but we having some technical challenges, and so we want to get this party started. All right, Ed, welcome to Shatter the Glass. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in years, but I'm super proud and stoked to have you with me tonight and to catch up with you. I'm gonna start off with this. When we were young, I always knew you to be like athletic and fit, right? And so I want to know what inspired you to get into athletics, and what made fitness a priority for you in your life.
All right. So definitely thank you for having me. I just want to get that out there. I appreciate it. Don't take it lightly.
Yeah.
Let's say what got me inspired to do sports and things like that. Being from the neighborhood, sports is pretty much one of the only things that we have growing up. So always played basketball, sandlot football, stuff like that, baseball, whatever sport that I could, get my hands on whenever I wasn't into some type of mischief or trouble. And the first time I started playing organized sports was Pop Warner. I don't even think I made it through to a game. This was probably like junior peewees or something like that. But it was fun going through the practices or whatever. But not until my freshman year of high school did I actually, make it through and realize, like, all right, sports are definitely something that I wanna go with. So I did senior midgets my freshman year in high school, and our team star-studded with talent. Terrence Toxey, Matt Anderson, Derek Adams. Like, we had so much talent on our team, but we were straight trash. We were trash. Maybe 3 or 4 games out of like 8 or 9 games. We were just trash. But we had a lot of talent. And I knew that it was just because we hadn't built that bond up together. None of us really played together, in our younger years. So it was just, where we got started. So after that freshman year, I remember being in high school, and I was in gym class. And one of the gym teachers used to call me Fast Eddie. He's like, hey, Fast Eddie, why don't you try out for the track team? I'm like, track team? What's that? Where at? He's like, yeah, it's going to be right here today in the gym. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll do it. And pretty much I tried out for the track team. And one thing led to another. I made the team and, just took off from there.
Okay. And so you have your own company called Hits by Hilts. And so what inspired you to create that? Like, how did you even wake up and be like, I'm going to become an entrepreneur? I know it's a double question, but
it's cool. I mean, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Whether I was selling candy in school, shoveling snow when we had snowstorms, uh, doing that whatever type of nonsense in the streets to make money, it was always something to make money. So I knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur from a young age. Um, didn't necessarily know which realm or what avenue I was going to take to get there, but it was always something that was in me. Um, but as far as fitness goes, working with New York State Office of Children and Family Services, I worked with a lot of juveniles, all males originally when I started, and they introduced me to the bartenders, and pretty much they came to me, yo, Mr. Hilts, you ever heard of the bartenders? I'm like, nah, I don't drink. They all start laughing. I'm like, what y'all laughing for? Nah, Mr. Hilts, it ain't nothing about drinking. They work out. They work out dudes. They work out on the monkey bars and stuff in the parks. I didn't know what they was talking about, so I went and looked it up. This is probably like '07, '08. And when I seen it, I'm like, yo, these dudes, looking kind of fit or whatever. They pretty strong. I had just finished up my college career, so track and field and football and everything was over with. I was still working out here and there, but once I seen that, it just took my mindset to a different a different place, and I just started working out consistently with calisthenics and obviously still working out lifting weights.
Okay. And so, what made you say, I'm going to turn that into a business? Because I mean, that's a different shift of learning it and doing it on your own for your own body health reasons and body wise. But how did you get to the point where you said, I'm going to open up a gym or I'm going to help train people?
My business mindset was turned on by a business mentor of mine. His name is Jamal Parat Stallings, and pretty much he introduced me to internet marketing concept, and pretty much I started to learn about being an entrepreneur through him and the organization that we plugged in with, and I had a beauty show contestant reach out to me, and she wanted me to help her get into shape. I was already putting out my workouts and putting out videos on Facebook. That was back in like '09, maybe 2010. I started putting my videos out. I was just putting out free work. I always call it free work or free smoke. And I was just doing it on a regular basis, putting out free workouts. Probably for like 2 or 3 years, I was just putting out free workouts. And it was on a consistent basis. And people started to reach out to me. At one point in time, I started to put on a lot of weight, and everybody, oh, yo, you taking juice? I'm like, nah, man, y'all know me better than that. I just been crazy working out. I mean, I've been working out, playing sports all my life, so I was already fit. I just didn't really know too much about nutrition, but I started to, learn a little bit about nutrition, and I realized that if I overate, as long as I had that same work ethic when it came to working out, I could, change my physique up. So whether I want to get bigger chest, bigger arms, legs, whatever, I could develop my physique. So the beauty pageant contestant is pretty much what first got me into realizing that I could be paid to help people get in shape.
Nice. And I mean, did she reach her goal?
Yeah, she was already full blown doing her contestants or doing her pageants and things like that. So with me, it was just more to propel her a little bit faster in regards to doing what she was doing. Um, but after that, I ended up getting a certification through Best Fitness, ISFTA, and I got NASM and ACE. I got a bunch of different certifications. I don't even really pay attention to them anymore though, because I found that I use a blend of the different things that I've learned, whether it's from high school, college, sports or whatever that I played. I pull from different things, and I pretty much focus on what works for me, and then it's trial and error for my clients because everybody's body's gonna respond differently. But
Right.
I started. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So from her, I had one of my business associates. She had a pretty large group of women that she had a influence over. So it was her, a bunch of her sisters. She had 4 or 5 sisters, a bunch of cousins, nieces, or whatever. Might have been a couple of males in there, but she pretty much reached out to me and she wanted me to do a class for her and her peoples. And I told her, listen, if you get at least 10 people, it's gonna be $10 a head. Y'all come through and I train y'all for an hour, 2, 3 times a week because she's seen that I was already doing that in Schenectady with my own people. We were training in the park. We go to Central Park or whatever, $10 a class, and we just rock out.
Wow. I love it. So then let me ask you this. Now this is not even in my book of questions here, but I'm inspired. So did you create plans for each of these people in your group, or was it everybody was doing what you had planned for that session?
So pretty much the way that I structured and the way that I continue to structure my workouts is they're pretty much everybody does the same thing, but everybody can only do what they can do. So I might be doing tuck knee jumps, but somebody might have a bad knee, so they might just be doing a regular squat.
Okay.
I might be doing regular push-ups, but somebody might struggle with that, so they might have to do a push-up on a wall or a push-up from a kneeling position. So there's modifications. I modify anything for everybody. And then what I found is as people start to get stronger and more comfortable, sometimes they'll come up off of their knees and start doing regular push-ups, but a lot of times I gotta push them. So, all right, listen, do a couple off your knees. You acting like a little cupcake right now. And they're, oh, okay. Sometimes you gotta be a little bit tougher on people.
Not a little cupcake. I can't. and for the record, that would be me. So I'm gonna sympathize with the cupcake in the group. Oh man. So okay, no, I like that. Okay. Yeah, no, and get in where you fit in, literally. Did you ever, you said you learned a little bit about nutrition. Have you ever done meal plans?
I have, and I don't like to. So what I've done is now I start to meet people that are actually nutritionists, and that's what they do. And I put people in that direction, just because for me personally, when it comes to planning meals and things of that nature, I'm not that dude. I don't care in the meal. As long as I know I'm getting enough protein, I'm good. Like I've been doing it so long that I don't got to really worry about what I'm eating. I just got to make sure that I'm getting enough. So that way I can keep up my weight or whatever, because I've never had an issue with being overweight. My issue was always being able to put on more weight. But I've had no issues with helping people lose weight as well, because as easy it is for me to put it on, it can be just as easy for somebody to lose it if they're willing to put in the work.
What is without saying anybody's name or anything, have you had a client that lost the most?
Oh yeah, I had a client that lost close to 100 pounds.
Wow.
A couple of them, males and females.
Males and females. So let me ask you this too, while we're still on it, before I switch gears. Is it that they had to do these routines 3 to 4 times a week or twice a week? Like how often were your classes, or,
So pretty much I was doing classes Monday through Sunday. However, I had some folks that would show up 3 times a week. They might be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday person. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but eventually I ended up having to get my own facility because I was getting kicked out of gyms.
Really?
Yeah, I was getting kicked out of gyms. Gyms upstate, they grind. Pretty much I was paying for basically like a black card or a premium membership where I could come and I could bring a guest with me. So what they started doing is clocking me. They seeing that, every time this dude come in here, he got a guest with him. And sometimes it might be twice in one day, so 3 times in a day, because I got people who might want to train in the morning, and then after I got out of work, I had people that wanted to train in as well. So I was bringing my people with me to the gym, but I don't think what the gyms realized is I was good for them, because not only am I bringing new people to your gym, because these ain't people that was going to the gym, these were people I was bringing to the gym with me. And then they end up getting a membership. So even when they weren't coming there and training with me, they're coming in there and still utilizing the membership or whatever the case is. So I saw it as a win-win situation for them. But
yeah, I was about to say, because all right, so I love to dabble in business and be the business strategist on the back end, because I'm like, you get an affiliate member. Like, did you think to get paid off these memberships that you bringing in?
What's crazy is
they should have been giving you a free. They should have gave you a free pass if you bringing in customers. Hello.
People reaching out to me like, yeah, listen, you know what? We actually got a program now where you can come, you pay us a monthly fee, and then you can bring your clients here and you can train them, yada, yada. But by then, I already have my own gym, so I'm like, nah, I'm straight. I don't need y'all. Y'all already kicked me out before. I'm good.
Now, do you still have your gym?
No, I sold my gym before I left. I sold all my equipment to my peoples, and I just been doing everything virtually. I got a website. It's hitbyhilts.com, and people can go there, reach out to me, and I set up programs for them. And I got a mobile app, so I train everybody that way.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get the banner thing to work. You know, I'm still frozen on my side, but we
And
still we vibing.
your video went away. I still see mine now.
Okay. So let me bring me back to, you could tell me if you see me or not. I don't see I don't see nothing. I see you, but that's it. Um wow, I like that. How long did you have your gym for?
I had my own gym. I had for I want to say it was around 2 years, maybe a little bit over 2 years, and then once I started to realize that I was gonna probably be moving and transitioning in life to a different state, I started to downsize. Uh,
Okay.
Started to sell all my equipment, and then I went back to one of my homegirl spots. She owned a CrossFit gym, Joyce Malinsky, CrossFit Beyond downtown Albany. She's actually where I started off, where I started renting space from her because I had gotten kicked up out of all the gyms. So she's
Wow.
rent space from her in the evening. That's where I was doing my classes. Classes booming. It was crazy. It was like a movie type situation, but started doing my classes with her, and then eventually I started looking for my own space. Originally I was going to open my gym in Schenectady. I found a space over there on Broadway in Schenectady, but I ended up getting burned by the owner of that space. They robbed me for like 1,500 or something like that. They ripped me off. Well,
But you still kept going after that. So I do want to point that out, because at the end of the day, when you take this jump in entrepreneurship, here come the obstacles and the people that bring them. So I don't want nobody to get discouraged because you were able to keep going. I just hate when it happens, though.
every new level brings a new devil.
Yes.
Every new level brings a new devil.
Yes. And wow, that is crazy. But I'm happy that you were able to do that and have that experience doing it, because I was going to say, how was it to go through the commercial real estate process?
Oh, once I found a commercial real estate agent that was good, old boy hooked it up for me. He got me a spot up in Colony. I was actually out there in the same little business park as Unique. I could walk over to his gym, and he came over there. I trained Unique and his peoples. They came over often, showed a lot of love. But it was a breeze once I found the right people.
Got it. Got it. I like that. Just working in alignment. That sounds good to me. All right. So listen, those of you on Instagram, you got to make your way over to YouTube, because I'm about to go in with my friends here, and holding this phone is not it for me. So y'all do what y'all got to do. Come on over, Shatter the Glass at YouTube, catch the rest of this conversation. Go get your friend, go get your drink, go get your notebook, go get your pen. See you on the other side. All right. Um, just make sure this goes through. Let me ask you, what happened to you for you to get into real estate, though? Because that's so different than doing a gym.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I, we purchased our first property back in 2007. And that was my first taste at real estate. It wasn't an investment per se. We just, buying a house, and it happened to be, about 10 minutes or 15 minutes away from the facility that I worked at.
Mm-hmm.
So it made sense. She was in school still. She was pregnant at the time. So she traveled back to Albany, which was like a 45-minute drive back. We lived down in Fultonville. And it was a good location. It was away from the hood. I didn't have to worry about no nonsense, but I could still get there for my family or whoever I needed to get there for, or whatever I needed to do within an hour. So that was the first taste of quasi type real estate. Couple years after purchasing that property, my grandmother ended up going down south to Mississippi to assist with my uncle. He was terminally ill with cancer. So she pretty much up and left her house to me, signed paperwork over to me or whatever, so that way I can manage her house in Schenectady on Page Street. And that was my first real test when it came to real estate. And it was crazy. because I had to go in there and I had to paint and I had to put down flooring and I realized that it wasn't cheap, but I made it what it was and got the place rented out, and it was probably one of the worst experiences ever. I take my hat off to all my peoples that are doing business in Schenectady in regards to real estate because it's a tough thing to do because you don't always get the best tenants in the areas that we're from.
Yeah, and New York is definitely a tenant state
Oh yeah,
versus a landlord state. So yeah.
tenant friendly.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. And then from there, it was like you want to do more of it? Because I'm like, you saying that was the hardest one, but then you want to do more.
What they say, the first one is always the hardest, but I ain't never been a quitter though. I ain't never been a quitter. Everybody that knows me knows I ain't never been a quitter. When I set my mind to doing something, it gets done.
I like that. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you've seen the comment that I put up, but it ain't over until I win. That's really me. That's really me.
Nah, I didn't see that, but I like that. So please know I'm making memes with the different conversations. It said it ain't over until I win.
Yeah, it ain't over until I win.
I like that. I may have to borrow that. Um, wow. Okay, so now you have grandma's property. Now, how do you make it work with down south? Because I've from what I know, I seen you fixing something. Is that down south or is that up here in New York?
So every once in a while, you might see some posts from down south and from in New York. So with Grandma's house, Grandma came back after so within a year or two or so. She came back, and eventually she moved back into her place. So that got me from under the realms. Like I was good. I'm like, take it, good, take it back. I don't feel like dealing with these folks that's renting over here. But this is probably like 2012, 2013 ish. By then, we had moved out of our house that we had purchased in Fultonville. I pretty much had to let the house go because we had to reside in whatever county my wife worked in because she was the director of the health department. So we ended up having to move to Cobleskill to be in Schoharie County. So we went from Cobleskill to Schoharie, and then we moved to Guilderland. Because she got another job with the state. So we let that house go, and we waited a couple years, and then we bought another property, and that right there, I would say, is what catapulted us into getting involved in real estate because we were looking for a property that was preferably a two-family or something that would be able to generate income. I talked to a lot of people, and they hard-headed. They don't want to listen to me because I guess they don't believe in what I tell them. I'm like, listen, I already made the mistake of buying a single-family home, and there ain't much in it other than your money. You know what I mean? You ain't making nothing out of it. So I try to tell folks, if you're going to go into purchasing a property, at least initially buy a multifamily, and you can always buy a single family after you buy the multifamily.
I'm writing that down. So buy the multi first.
3 or 4 family property is all treated the same in regards to getting a loan. So why not get a 4 family if you can? And now you can have an opportunity to make 3 different sources of income off of those 3 units and live in one of them. So now you're living for free. And one of my boys, Carvel Griffin, is a big support for me. He plugged me in when it comes to different things that you can do with real estate, how to find GCs or whatever, general managers or whatever, general contractors, so that way you can start to fix your stuff up. A lot of the Guyanese folks in Schenectady are real handy, whether they're doing HVAC, carpentry, and things like that. And he pointed me in the direction and plugged me in with a couple of his peoples that he was dealing with, and that's what propelled me into real estate. And also, it even helped me when I got my gym because I needed to fabricate some bathrooms and showers and stuff like that. And it all ties in hand in hand.
Wow, I like that. I like that. And I love the fact when anything ties in hand to hand, it makes life much easier. Oh, yeah. Did you so then like did these people like become a team or for you, or is it you just call them when you need them?
Pretty much I like to network. So So what I do is when I find somebody that's good at whatever it is that they're good at, if any of my peoples need help, I'm referring you to my people. So even if you're not getting money directly from me, you're getting money indirectly because I'm a networker. I network with people. So if I know that people do certain things and you might need whatever it is that they do, I'm gonna point you in that direction. So I tell people, like, real basic situation. I got a mechanic that I used when I was in New York. Hector. Pretty sure most people that's in Schenectady or whatever that deal with cars or whatever, they know Hector. Hector is a beast. And when it comes to prices, you go to the dealership, they'll hit you in the head 1,500. Hector be like, yo, I'll do it for 550. So Hector got a lot of business from me because I was involved in networking and doing a lot of different business and things like that. Anytime my peoples needed their car fixed, who you think they going to? Hector.
Hector. I love that. I love that. Network, people. That's a message. Network.
Your network is what determines your net worth.
Facts. Facts.
Got a
I'm so
small
mad.
network,
I can't get
you
my
got a
banner
small.
up. Say that part again.
If you got a small network, you probably have a small net worth.
Where I can't even. Oh, and we're gonna have to do a part two because I need this. I need my sound effects, and I can't even reach them because I'm trying to see you and balance off here. But I have my Shatter the Glass sound effects because that one I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Let me. So okay, I'm following with you. We building. How many do you have real estate down south now?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, were you able to? Because you mentioned two families, but I kind of feel like I've only seen like these two family houses in the upper north states.
I have a 4 family down here. I have a 2 family, and I have one, two, three, four single families.
Nice. And so, all right, now I'm being your business a little bit, just a little bit.
All right.
When you get them, because are you doing a flip and hold or flip and sell?
I don't sell anything. I've never sold any properties for gain.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm buy and hold. If I do ever sell, it would only be in the interest of acquiring something bigger. So if I sold a single family, it's probably to buy a 2, 3, 4 or bigger. If I sold a duplex, it's probably to buy a complex. So I'm always going to be looking to bigger.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Do you have a goal that you're trying to reach within your real estate portfolio?
For this year, 30 doors.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yes. Come on through, Mr. Hilts. That is exactly what I'm talking about. I love it. I love it. Are you willing to branch out and do other states, or are you going to just do where you're at?
If there's somebody in the other state that wants to partner, I'm all for it. Depending on what they bring to the table, a lot of times, if the deal is right, I'm with it. I know I bounce stuff back and forth off of a bunch of people. I know I got family members that I do deals with and things of that nature. And it's just all about finding the right people. So if the right person was to come, I don't care where the property is. If it's going to bring in money and somebody there is going to make sure that everything is taken care of, I'm with it. But worst
What?
case, there's so many different organizations out there that'll help you. I'm a member of Bigger Pockets. So Bigger Pockets is a group of individuals that invest in real estate, and they got a large network of individuals that do different things. So it don't matter. I'm not against purchasing properties wherever.
And let me like, what makes a quality person like to do business with you?
For one, you got to be honest and a man or a woman of your word. So if you say you're gonna do something, do what it is that you say you're gonna do. Obviously, you're gonna have to have some type of capital or some type of hustle to gather capital. And outside of that, it's not a particular individual that I would have to like pinpoint out. Like I don't. A lot of people get caught up in the nonsense. I don't care what color you are. So I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're Puerto Rican, white. It don't matter. If you right, you right. If you wrong, you wrong. Just because somebody look like me, don't mean that they're gonna carry themselves like me.
Yeah, that's a word right there. That is a fact. That is a whole fact. Matter of fact, can I get my? Let me see if it'll play. That's a word. Oh, oh no! I hope it's not on loop. Hold on, Ed. I'm trying to squeeze. I'm trying to scroll up.
All right.
Hold on. Let me see. See, this thing is not playing fair. I pressed it one time. Hello, computer. Well, that's for all the other niggas that you dropped. Oh man. All right. So I like that. I only say that because now with my years in being an entrepreneur, I started getting real clear about who I want as a customer and who I will partner with.
Yep.
Definitely learned that listen, some of y'all wasn't good partners. And for different reasons. And they people could probably say the same thing about me, like, nah, it depends on if people who like to be on beast mode can't work with people who are I'm trying to figure out the politically correct way to
Procrastinators.
right, procrastinators. Not everybody has the same drive.
Oh yeah.
And so that's my thing. I would probably share with people who listen either live or on the replay of this. When dealing with people in your business, pick people who match your energy levels on business because it's like another relationship. I mean, I look at it as another marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like it runs that deep, especially when you have money on the line or credibility or your brand of what you've got going on the line too. Can you hear me?
Yep. Once I was trying to put these studio headphones away, and these things try to connect to the iPad. But yeah, I was just thinking on that because I always like to tell people like, listen, when it comes to personalities and different people, you never know who or how or who someone is or how they think or process until you actually are around them long enough to get that. And I'm not sure if you're big on personality types and things of that nature, but I read a lot of books on personalities. So when I'm dealing with somebody, I like to try to get a feel for that individual. So now I know how to come at them. So if you're somebody that's introverted, I'm not gonna be crazy in how I normally am because I'm usually at somebody's neck. I'm real to the point. I'm not somebody that does gray areas. I do black and white. I'm really direct and straight to the point. But yep. Some people that are more introverted and laid back, that ain't good for them. For them, that's like So you gotta sometimes judge the audience per se.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And and even think about people's morals and stuff too, because I like to only deal with people who have some type of integrity.
Yeah.
Again, especially in my industry of working with kids, like I don't have time to play games or have any question marks because we're dealing with people's children.
Listen, I got 3 daughters, so I already know how that goes.
Yeah. And I don't look, and I ain't trying to see nobody's angry parent at the door. let alone somebody fit. Okay, I don't have time. I don't have time.
Fight a whole head off for one of mine.
And by rightly so. And now that I have a child, I can totally see me saying, "Hey, if this ain't right, I'm up in here."
Listen, a lot of folks don't really understand the power that you have to elude once you have a child, and it don't have to be that you're all aggressive or anything like that, but you have to like really, and it goes both ways, power and containing or stopping yourself from doing things. It's like if you're son is out playing or whatever, and he's young now, but wait until he get old enough, he's out playing or whatever at the playground, and you see somebody knock him down or something like that, you're gonna be ready to bust somebody's head open. I'm telling you. But you gotta resist the urge. Like, all right, that's an accident. That's somebody else's kid.
Yeah, no, I take my students personal like that.
Listen,
because when you go on field trips and stuff in other groups, everybody don't have control of their groups of children either. And I'd be like, not mine.
So I definitely I've had to get a lot more restraint in regards to the way that I am, especially in my older years. So
yeah,
it caught me, 10, 15 years ago. I don't know.
Different story, right? Different story. All right. So now let's get into the gritty. When was a time that you shattered the glass?
Let's see. I would say the purchase of that second property, just because I'll break down the story. So this property was listed for $400,000. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, $400,000 is a lot of money. Even now, where we make more than that a year. We make more than $400,000 a year. I know a lot of people get all weirded out when you start talking about money or whatever, but me, I don't care. We make more than that a year.
Not at all. Not when you become an entrepreneur. This is the conversation for those who want to learn and grind.
No. You probably shouldn't be talking, because I don't have a problem with talking about money. But that's personal. Listen, we make more than $400,000 a year right now. But back then we did not. So to be looking at a house that was listed for $400,000, that was like big cheese. Like, I don't know. My wife is like, oh, babe, they want a lot for this house. I'm like, let's just go look at it. Now, it just so happens that the house was listed and they had dropped the prices down substantially. So by the time we went and looked at it, they wanted, around $300,000 for the house. Now,
oh wow,
7 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and it had 2 kitchens, 2 living rooms. So it's basically a duplex with a 2-bed. It was a 2-bedroom, 1 bath on one side that was converted. They turned it into that. And then on the right-hand side, it was 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. So 4 baths. 2 baths upstairs, 1 downstairs, and then 1 on the other side. So yes, 4 baths total. But the house, it wasn't updated or completely finished in the basement. So I'm thinking that's the reason why they weren't selling at $400,000, so they kept dropping the price down. Mm-hmm. So this property had been listed for almost 3 years, and then they go and drop the price again. So from $400,000 to 3 and change to $300,000 to $290,000 to $279,000, I think it was, when we came and seen it. And I told my wife, babe, listen, I want it. I'm gonna put in an offer. I said, I'm gonna put in an offer at $240,000. She said, babe, that's a low ball. I said, I don't care. It's been on the market for 3 years. What's the worst that's gonna happen? They say no. So we put the offer in, and they counter offered, and we ended up getting the house at $245,000 or $240,000, one of the two. And that right there was what changed everything for us in regards to real estate, because now we had an apartment attached to our house that was bringing in $900 a month from day one. So when we purchased that property in 2015, up until this day, that property has never been vacant.
Wow, that is a blessing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm loving the deal, because it's hard. Like, well, it depends on the location.
Oh, this house is in prime location. It's basically right down the street from St. Peter's Hospital. So it's in a nicer area of Albany, and there are no issues over there in regards to high crime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That you got to combat over there, or not you, but I have to combat, is the high taxes. Taxes in Albany are freaking worse than Schenectady. At one point in time, we were paying almost $20,000 a year in taxes on that property.
Wow. Wow. So, yeah, wow, that's a lot.
But I wasn't raised by no sucker, so I took him to court, and we got that reduced drastically. So we got cut in half.
Really?
Yeah. because they were trying to charge us taxes on $400,000. I'm like, listen, I ain't paid $400,000 for the property, so why am I gonna pay taxes on $400,000? I paid $240, so I'm paying taxes on $240.
Got it.
So that,
No, I didn't even. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I didn't even know that you can go back and tell them, no, that's not what I, since that
yeah,
wasn't the purchase price.
because our
Okay.
what you pay for the property, not based on what they assess it at. They can't try to make you pay taxes on what it's assessed at if you just paid another amount for it.
Got it. Got
And
it.
it's
That's a
paid at what we paid for it at. So that's another thing that was in our side, in our favor.
wow. Okay. Now I'm learning because, okay, challenge. Save my coins. All right. So wait. No. Go back into telling this story. So you got the deal on this property. Then did y'all have to do work on it? Did y'all have to fix it?
Remember, I told you Carvel hooked me up? He hooked me up with my Guyanese folks, and my Guyanese folks came. They refinished the hardwood floors. They resurfaced the hardwood floors. They put an island in. They installed a microwave over the stove. They put the new stove in, refrigerator, and it was good to go.
Nice. So let me ask you this. Why not flip? Why hold?
I don't believe flip is for me because I feel like I need my people to have something when there's no more me. When I'm gone, they need something. So if all I got is money, 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna be able to get nothing out of my money because my money's probably gonna be worthless to them. But if I got a property or multiple properties and land and things that are tangible that generate income, and I can teach them how to do what I've done, it's just a continuous cycle that can be passed down from generation to generation. I want to do some trust and things of that nature, but I want to make sure that my people, especially my kids, they have properties of their own. So if I'm buying and flipping, yeah, I can make some money, but if I'm flipping, all I'm gonna have is money. These kids don't need no money. They're gonna be able to make money. I want them to be able to have something that makes money for them. I don't want to just give them money. I don't want no spoiled kids where they just privileged. It's bad enough already. They don't know the struggles that dad and mom had to go through in order for them to be afforded the lifestyle that they have right now. So when they get older, I want them to realize, like, yeah, I didn't have the struggles and things like that, but my parents didn't go through what they did just so that way we could be rich and have money. I don't want that for them.
Right. I was gonna say I can't think of I think his name is Millionaire Employee or something like that. I think his name is Stormy or something. It's a dude. He's from Brooklyn. But he did are you familiar with Earn Your Leisure?
Absolutely.
Okay, so he was a guest on there, and he started talking about the structuring of his will.
Yeah.
And the structuring of the properties because he has, I forgot how many doors he said he has, but it's a lot because what happened is that he started opening up in different states. And so what he would do is build property management companies to, and partner with somebody and manage those that are outside of New York.
Yeah.
And then also, it was a tax conversation too with moving money around and where things go. But I bring it up to say, just in case for you to think about if you haven't already, but you seem to be on your P's and Q's with this. When it comes to that time, he has it set up where even the grandkids eat off these properties. So like the kids get a percentage, but then they have some requirements to meet.
Absolutely.
And then like there's some that they get to, like the family, I believe he says, gets to keep, and then there's some that's rolled over automatically into the trust.
Yeah.
And so that, the grandkids get to eat off the compound interest. Actually, I think it's set up where the great grands get to eat off the compound interest.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's real because then it goes into that conversation which I have with a lot of different people who take this leap in entrepreneurship. Like we have a dream, like we have fun with whatever we've created, right? But that doesn't mean your kids want to actually follow your footsteps. And so, how does the business surpass you, or what do you have set in place so that the kids can know what to do? And so it's funny, right? The guy, he was also, now I've seen him, Billy Carson. He was saying that he actually hosts meetings with his family. And it's like a training, so to speak. And if you don't go to the training, you don't get a part of the assets.
Listen, I support that 100%. I remember when my grandmother passed away, I start calling all my family members up. Hey, you need to get life insurance. You need to get life insurance. And I actually had some of these fools tell me they wasn't getting life insurance. I said, well, you ain't got to get life insurance, but when something happened to you, you got kids. I don't know who's gonna pay for you to get buried because I'm not doing it. I'm done. I'm not paying for no more funerals.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, I think it's definitely another conversation that we have to have. I feel like if you don't do life insurance, then at least make sure you got 12,000 plus set
Or
aside.
pay for your stuff in advance. That way you ain't got to worry about it. I don't got to worry about nobody burying me. I already done paid for my plot. I paid for my funeral.
Yes.
It's cool. I'm okay with that. I'm cool.
Yes, the funeral people actually have their own network. I don't know if people know this, but they have like a funeral network where you can actually purchase a plan and you can pay for your funeral directly to them.
Or you can pay over time.
Yes, and you pay overtime. Yeah, they don't look for you to pay the whole thing up front. And you pick out everything you want, every detail, flowers, casket, all of that stuff. And the only thing the family is responsible for might be a couple of like a little interested stuff. But the man was telling me that technically whatever rate you get in, you're locked in at. So no matter if there's inflation like we got going on right now, your family wouldn't have to be the burden of cost on that.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, that's dope to know as well. I think people need to know about all the options on the table, or at least have a plan. It's so sad because so many people leave out of this world with no plan.
I mean, if we really break it down to nuts and bolts, if everybody had life insurance, everybody that could actually qualify for life insurance. And what's even better is I was watching was it Ash Cash? I know you heard of Ash Cash. They're talking about real estate. He's like, yo, listen, you ain't got to be the one that has the life insurance. So you can take out a policy on one of your loved ones, on your kids, your sisters, or whatever the case is. And that way, their kids will be all right. Like my sister has 3 daughters, and it's just her. So if my sister don't have life insurance, who's gonna take care of her kids?
Right.
More than likely, it's gonna be me. So why not take out a life insurance policy on my sister and pay it? So that way, if something was to happen to her, at least now I got funding to not only pay for a funeral for her if it wasn't already arranged, and I can also support my nieces, send their behinds off to college, get them married, or whatever needs to happen.
Yeah. I didn't think of that too, but just right. And I say that too. And life insurance is so personal. I don't even know how we jumped here, but no, I do know how we got here. But I looked at it too, like the funeral director from my cousin, when he passed, he did a Leah's, and he was just like, listen, I say this to all families: get trusted individuals to manage your policies and stuff, because technically when you're gone, people can run away with the money. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at him, I'm like, did he just say that? And then I'm like, yeah, well, I guess you got to think about where people are mindset wise on who you leave in charge of your stuff, because you don't want something to happen to you and they run off with the money and never use it for what you intended the money to be used for.
Somebody that's never had money before who gets a lot of money is a dangerous individual.
Very much so. Very much so. And that is where I'm like, oh, I mean, I learned a lot from that end of the park. But we can go into this because it's all about building wealth. And when you start acquiring assets such as these homes, it's a serious thing to think about and a discussion to have, with your spouse or with your children, with your estate planner. Good stuff though. But okay. All right, Mr. Hilts, you got me all. You got my wheel spinning. You got my wheel spinning. What advice would you give to someone who, wants to get into real estate investing or even starting a gym? It's two separate questions. However, one you want to
I'll
go
say
with
for
first.
start, Jim, the advice that I would give them is to learn as they go. Don't be somebody like I find all the time that people get information overload. So they're taking in all this information, they're learning all of this stuff, but they're not doing nothing. They want to be, business planning, and sometimes you just gotta jump in. It's like when you go and swimming, the water is cold. We already know that. Don't stick your toe in, just jump in.
Just jump in. Just jump in.
Worst case scenario, you gotta try another avenue. I got a business mentor. He always says he's never been afraid to make a decision because the worst thing that could happen is he has to make another decision.
Yeah. How, before you answer on how to get in started with the real estate investing, business mentor, how deep were you into it before you got one?
Believe it or not, I never had to go out and seek a business mentor per se, because I was already involved in other businesses. So pretty the like success and mentorship and winning and principles, like general principles, they transfer. So if you're successful in one area, you can be successful in another area using those same principles. It might not be exactly the same, but they're so similar that they can just cross over without even really thinking about it. So the success that I was having with my gym wasn't because I was just this great person when it came to running a gym or whatever. I was building up not only myself but working with people for so many years that when it came to opening up a gym, it just was second nature. When I'm training people, that you're dealing with people. So it was like riding a bike. Like you might be off of the bike for a little while, but once you get back on, you're gonna pick right back up where you left off.
I like that. It's principles. I'm about to ask you what are some principles, but before I jump on that, what would be your, advice for the real estate investor, the person who wants to start but are hesitant?
The first thing that I would tell them is to make sure that they got a steady source of income. Here goes. Hold on. Say hi.
Hi.
And go ask.
I can't see, but I'm gonna say hi.
You're gonna see it when you watch it back.
Yeah. Hi. You guys have a beautiful family. You guys have beautiful girls. Beautiful girls.
But yeah, so when it comes to real estate, like sometimes people get in their own way. If you can manage an apartment, pay your bills on time, and you got a couple extra dollars here and there, and you can save up a little bit of money, you can figure it out. But with most of the things that I've ever done, it was just more figure it out. My wife and I, we decided that we wanted to purchase a property. We might have had a few $1,000s when we got our first property. I wasn't making that much money. I was making, around $50,000 a year back in 2005 or 2006 when we first started. It took us almost 2 years to find our property, but I saved up a couple dollars and pretty much had enough money for the down payment. But first time home buyers program, FHA, you only need 3.5% for your down payment on $150,000 property. That's not that much money,
right?
So it's more of just being a sponge for the information and then following those action steps. People are out there. See, us, people that look like you and I, for some reason, we got a problem with asking people for help. And the help doesn't always have to be monetary or anything like that. It could just be like, hey, listen, I'm looking to buy a property, get into a home. I see that you got a home or you have multiple homes. What do I need to do so that way I can get one? And then just listen.
Yeah, you're right. It's funny that you said that because I actually was listening to TD Jake's daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts. Like I like listening to her. And she did a whole sermon about that. Like, get comfortable with asking for help. Like, you can't master anything without getting some sort of help, whether it be like how you said, if it's support financially, sometimes emotionally, maybe you need the strategy that you never thought of, it's okay to ask for help. And you're right, we do have a problem. I think a lot of people, I think here America teaches so much about independence that it's all in us to be like, nah, I'm good, I'll figure it out.
Figuring it out keep a lot of people broke.
Yeah,
A lot of
that is
people.
a fact.
Because all that trial and error, sometimes you never get.
That
And
is
it
a fact.
small, minute detail that you're missing out on that you ask somebody that's already been through the trenches. It's like if you're going to walk through a minefield, you want to walk through and figure it out, or you rather follow the person that's been through it a couple of times.
Good point. I like that. I like that. Because no, it's really true though. Because I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I didn't get my first business coach until I was 5 years in.
Really?
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know. But what happens is for me, where people think it's a joke. I mean, not a joke, but they laugh because I'm in education. So, but I go learn from all different types of people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't put myself in no box. I don't want to be placed in a box.
With that coach, is that paid coaching or is that?
No, paid coaching.
See, and that's another thing. I just seen somebody posted up something. Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had to get the 14-year-old to take care of the 2-year-old. Came up here trying to get me. But I just had somebody that posted up something like, "Oh, I don't know what's wrong with people. They want you to pay for mentorship or coaching or something like that." And I'm like, I typed up something. I'm going in. I typed up something difference between a mentor and a coach and why you should pay for it.
I think people fear investing in themselves.
Yeah. And not only that, it's that people are always trying to get something for nothing. And I
Yeah.
understand if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. But sometimes you ain't got it because you ain't trying to help get it. You ain't trying to give nothing to get it. I mean, everybody's not going to be willing to give you their time for nothing.
Yeah.
I swear, I've talked to, no exaggeration, hundreds of people in regards to trying to get right when it comes to their health and fitness. And I'm lying, not thousands of people, easily thousands of people I've had reach out to me. And most of them, they don't do what they're supposed to do. And that's the reason why they don't get the results that they're looking for.
So crazy. I don't know. And you know what it is too? I learned too from somebody else in business. It's like people know what to do, but they still don't do what they need to do. And I don't know how to I look at it like this because I'm not going to say I don't know how to help people. I know how to help people. My thing is I look at people and ask them, how serious are you about what you want to do?
See, I refute that by saying that if people knew what to do, they would do it. They don't know what to do. They might try to
Pretend
off as if they know what to do. They could probably tell you what to do, but if you really know what to do it. That's like I've had so many people tell me in regards to health and fitness, "Oh, I know what I need to do." No, you don't. Because if you knew what you need to do, you wouldn't be talking to me trying to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. One thing with the health and fitness, like, okay, everybody knows they need water every day, but they don't really drink enough water that they should be having in their body, let alone the people who are still walking around talking about, I hate water. But I'm like, that's how you're
Yeah.
surviving? Like,
I have one
like,
too, but look, I got my bottle right here. Fill this bottle up probably like 3 times a day and knock it off. And I really do not like water, but I know what to do though. Drink it.
drink it. Yeah. I don't know. I just was like, you too grown not to drink water.
Listen, I do not like drinking water, but I drink it every day, faithfully. You go into the bathroom too many times a day, but I drink it because I already know I need to.
Yes. 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 I don't know. I thought it was a no-brainer, but I'm
Listen,
always
you just
surprised.
at what people do to sabotage themselves. I just had a situation. I won't go into too many details because the individual might come across this. But if somebody is near and dear to me, or they cool with me, whether coworker, friend, family, whatever, it doesn't matter. If I got love for somebody and they doing something that they not supposed to be doing, I'm not gonna necessarily bite their head off, but I'm not gonna go and encourage them to do the nonsense. That's like
Right.
if I know you got something going on where you shouldn't be eating a certain thing, and you telling me you about to go eat that, I'm gonna be like, yo, chill, y'all, yo, you wild, you might want to fall back off of that. But I've seen people on the opposite end of the spectrum where they're oh, you only live once, go ahead and do it. Oh, you look great. Like, no, you don't. Stop. Don't do that. Pump your brakes. Relax. Like I
No.
could not do that. Like I'm not gonna sit around and watch somebody do something that's potentially killing them and be okay with that. I'm the dude that they be like, oh, don't let Ed know because you know he gonna have something to say.
Nah, I have some colleagues, right? Hopefully they not um I don't know why this thing is trying to play. If they listen, they watch it, whatever, because everybody know I'm gonna keep it real no matter what. But me and one of the other girls at this school, we were on a mission, right? We're doing right. We're on this 10-day smoothie thing, and eating right. And the other people in the office came through with their buckets of fried chicken and stuff. And they eating it in her face and putting it in her face, like, oh, you know, you want this, and all this other stuff, greasy lips and fingers everywhere. And I was like, y'all are wrong. Y'all are so wrong. Because if I just look at it as a respect thing. If me and you are friends and I know that this is what you really want to do for yourself, I'm not going to entice you with something that you know that you ain't supposed to have.
Yep.
And so they were like, oh, teasing how you want this. I mean, when I say greasy lips, I was like, this y'all look. So now I'm saying they're like, y'all look disgusting. you look like grease balls. Like nobody cares about this. Girl, walk away. But it's sad because you have to have a certain level of willpower to be able to walk away from that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I think she ended up caving in like a day or two later. I was so disappointed.
That's the bad vibes. People don't understand them bad vibes. They get you every time.
All the time. I'm like, oh man, you got to really have a trusted circle of support.
You do. You got some comments in there too in the chat. I don't know if you can see them.
No, I can't see nothing. This is the first episode I did. I can't see nothing. I don't know what's going on. And I'm having fun with this interview. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's me, the network, is it StreamYard? But if you're seeing it, it's not StreamYard. So
I mean, they obviously could see something because they said, "Oh, it's true." I don't know when those comments came in though.
Yeah, I don't know. But shout out to all of you guys who were watching or who come back and see the replay. We appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe button. I don't even want to hit my banner because I don't know. What I will do though is add all of your information in the description on this video. So before we close out, thank you so much. I really I enjoyed this conversation. Actually, I want to do more with you. What are the best ways to follow you and to see what your work is, just in case somebody wants to get involved in fitness or if somebody wants to reach out for a real estate investment deal?
I'm most active on Facebook, so if somebody wants to get a hold of me on Facebook, it's going to be the easiest way. My phone number is up on there. I ain't hiding from nobody. You can Google me and find my number. So anybody that ever said they couldn't get a hold of me or they ain't had my number, they lied. Because I ain't hiding from nobody. I'm out there. Listen, I'm in these streets. If you want to find me, you can find me. But definitely on Facebook under Edward Hilts, the one that has the family picture. There's another one of my profiles on there. I done lost the password and can't get into it because I think it was attached to my college email. Mm-hmm. So I don't really even deal with that one. There's a business page on there, Hit by Hilts LLC, for anybody that's trying to get anything done with working out. Hitbyhilts.com is my website. If you want to, follow me on IG, hitbyhilts.com or Edward Hilts. I got 2 different profiles. YouTube is Edward Hilts, or if you look up Hit by Hilts, you'll find me on there as well.
All right. And so, well, I guess I'll let people figure out what it is that they want, if they want to build with you. But your fitness classes, are they all online?
No, I don't actually offer any classes online. It's just online training. So pretty much anybody that I train, they're going to my mobile app, and my mobile app pretty much walks you through your workouts. However, every once in a while, every couple of months or so, I'll do like a 30-day challenge or a 60-day challenge. And those I'll usually do live on social media. So I'll have a Facebook group that's private where I'll go live and I'll pretty much go through a 30-minute workout. It's usually 30 minutes. And people enjoy those. I'm pretty sure of that because they always ask me to do it. But I always get wrapped up into waking up at 5:30 in the morning to do 6 o'clock classes, and I hate it.
Okay. I did not know you had a mobile app.
Yeah. Yes.
That was I can't even hit the button. I'm so upset. I love that. How long have you had the app?
I actually got my first mobile app, I want to say back in 2015. I didn't like it, but I still had it, still paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for this app. And then I ended up finding another company that had a better app that I've been rocking with them probably for 6 years now, I think I've had. So I've had a mobile app for 8 years, but I've been with this particular company, I want to say for like 6 years.
I like it. And you're doing subscriptions?
Yep.
I like it. There's a girl named Tara that's on Facebook showing people how to build their apps. Was her and this other guy. I looked at both, but I've been confused on what I want to put on it. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm like,
I think my website actually has a live feature. So if I want to go live, I could go live from my website. I'm pretty sure of it. Pretty sure.
Nice. I like. Yeah. Wow, I'm all right. I'm gonna check out the website. All right. Any final words to the viewers on anything that we discussed tonight, because we went through a journey. I like how you said, basically just jump in and start. And basically getting behind the movement of getting a mentor or a coach. Yeah. I don't know why people struggle with that, but they really should. Like Michael Jordan had a coach.
Listen, some of the best athletes, performers, and individuals that we have ever known had coaches and mentors. So for anybody that thinks that they're gonna go out and be successful on their own without slowing their progress down, they're fooling themselves. They're fooling themselves.
Have you ever, okay, I'll end with you on this note. Have you ever thought about coaching
I coach people all the time and mentor people all the time.
for a fee?
No, I've never charged anybody not a dollar to coach or mentor them. And I'm talking information where I've given people the game. Never got a dollar out of it. Never got a dollar out of it.
That's a good heart. That's a good heart. I was doing that, but now I'm like, nah, you better
Oh,
feed me or
it's
something.
too much longer. I'm actually in the process of writing like 2 or 3 books. Um, and I've always wanted to be pretty much a motivational speaker and you know a coach in that realm. So being a health and fitness coach is one thing, but I don't believe that that was my calling. That was more of my passion, I would
Right.
say. But I think my calling is you know the motivational speaking.
I love it. Okay. Oh man. And why you gonna do this to me? Why you trying to end? And now I'm trying to think. I'm about to jump down the rabbit hole with you.
You asked me the question. I just answered it.
I know. Ed, we got to do a part two. We got to do a part two. Um, all right. So I love that. I think you would be a perfect fit for that. And I mean, just me knowing you, I think that would be a perfect fit for you. But I'm also excited because my last guest, Leah owes land. Um, she's in Louisiana.
I ain't too far. My wife like Louisiana.
Listen, I like anywhere where you can till some land and get some herbs and stuff growing. Okay, especially with the way the way these supermarket prices keep going up.
Your supermarkets got me about to go vegetarian on them or something.
Listen, come on over to the vegetarian life, but it's ridiculous when you still paying $100 for vegetables. I don't get it. Like I'm like for broccoli, what did I just pay?
You gotta
But
look at our grocery bill on a weekly or a monthly basis. You'd be like, bruh, how? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I swear I don't. I,
mm, mm,
these kids will eat you out of house and home.
I believe it, and I'm that's what I'm nervous about my son because I'm like boys eat a lot.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
And he looked like he might have some height to him. Like he got. I'm just looking at his build. I'm like, he looked like he need a job. My baby need a job. I'm gonna have him on there on that app with you working out. Listen,
Get with it.
if okay, where was I going? Louisiana. Oh, because she has land and stuff, and so she is definitely into thinking about doing retreats. And that was something that I wanted to tap into. And I would love to have a fitness person involved with that.
Let me know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I know she has some work and stuff she has to do on the land or whatever. I don't know how long that's going to take. But now I know that you do those things. If you're open to it, definitely. I don't know. It don't have to be on her land per se, but that's just I'm putting that out there because she was recent that we just talked on. That was just Sunday.
I'm certified in team building and all of that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I'm excited. I'm excited. Your books, what would you write them on?
I already started them. So I'm obviously going to be doing one on real estate investing, and pretty much it's going to be focused on living rent or mortgage free.
Okay.
I believe everybody should be living rent and or mortgage free. So however you want to look at it, some people look at it as rent, some people look at it as mortgage, but I don't feel that you should have to pay to live in regards to the dwelling that you live in.
Yeah.
So just basically teaching people how to get to that point. So if they want to go further, it's just more of what they did to get to that point.
Got it.
Another one is pretty much the the mindset of an individual that was once in the streets that moved over into the corporate realm or from the streets to the boardroom. That's one of the books.
Mm-hmm.
So that's two. And the last one was obviously on fitness.
I love it. Yes. Please let me know when those get released. There's some things I'm gonna be working on too on my end. I don't know. I got so many transitions this last year that I'm just like, okay. Time to get back to the grind with some stuff. And
Definitely with a new baby, so I take my hat off to you because you obviously still moving.
yeah, yeah, it's it's been a journey. I'm gonna have to do an episode just on that. And it's really a lot about building a great team to work in your absence as well.
Do it too.
So that when life hits, you can do what you still need to do.
Mm.
It was very hard to be pregnant, a wedding, my mom passing, and my great grandmother passing. It was a lot back to back within 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, I seen all of that, and I definitely send my condolences to you and the family. I know
Thank you.
I already did, but
Yeah, no, you did. I just thank you. So it's just been crazy. So when I say I could tell people how to bounce back or at least have your stuff in order so that when things do hit the fan, you can have that time to reset yourself is super important.
listen, and don't nobody want to hear from somebody that's had all flowers and rainbows and all that the happy stuff in their life. They want to know about them struggles
Yeah.
that you had to go through in order to get to your success. So all we gotta do is just keep on moving forward.
Yep. Yep. I'm just, that's it. Tunnel vision with some stuff, collaboration with some stuff, communication heavy with those who matter to
Listen,
make things move,
talk about it.
and dealing with that, right? New wife, so figuring out the whole marriage situation. It's an
I
adjustment.
got almost 19 years in.
How many years?
Almost 19.
Oh my God, congratulations. I didn't know it was that long.
Oh yeah. I was just telling somebody, I swear, I'm like, listen, I put me on a podcast. I'll tell y'all whatever y'all want to know.
Yes. Listen, don't laugh about that because I want to do a couples one. I do goal coaching, right? But I do a lot of that off on the side. And so me doing the podcast is really me branching out into this direction even more. Um and people laugh, but me and my husband, we sat down with each other and went through this whole process. His goals, my goals, what do we want? This, that, and the third. And we went on this whole journey, and I'm like, yo, I gotta teach this to other people because I don't think anyone should get married until they have some very serious conversations. Like I
Yeah,
know females, we get excited, we see the ring, we in a whole nother place. It's off to the wedding bells and all the things that come with planning this wedding and all that stuff. But the real conversation is after the wedding.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And so many people and being transparent and honest, are you really ready to be married? Because that's like a whole nother conversation.
Listen, a lot of people ain't ready to put themselves second.
And that's real. That is so real. Because you could be too young and not ready and too old and stuck in your ways.
I tell people that too. Ain't nothing like living for 30, 40, 50 years doing whatever you want to do. Now you got to put somebody else in your space and now you got to share it.
Yeah. And you got to come back. You got to come back. You got to come back. Hey, hold on, look, and you got to come back when I get this system here running smooth. I might have to wait till I'm back in New York.
You want me to go live on Facebook, Instagram? I don't care. Believe it or not, I got some folks that tune in regardless. They like to hear my crazy humor, I guess.
Nah, you know what? Hold on. I mean, I can't see you, but I'm gonna look. Let me look at this calendar right now because maybe that week of Valentine's Day, that week, not Valentine's Day, okay? Because my husband better know. Let me see. Yeah, that's like the third week of February. Maybe something along that week or right to it. Maybe, I don't know. How's your Sundays look?
I'm usually good after like 1 o'clock because sometimes Pastor don't be playing no games. He be going in and we be up in there till 12 o'clock, 12:30.
No,
So
no,
I'm
no. This would be evening,
oh I'm
7.
evenings. I don't do nothing on Sunday evenings because the gym closes at 7, so I'm usually in the gym around like between like 2 and 4 o'clock or so. And other than that, I'm just relaxing, chilling.
Bet I'm gonna try to get us a panel together for February 12th. I'll inbox you and confirm and see if I can get other people on that same one, just discussing marriage and stuff.
Yeah, you might want to reach out to Freddie.
I know listen. I already reached out to Mr. Freddie. I told him. I said, now I want to know what you and Jatasha got over there going.
Mrs. Harris, because she the one that's going to get him there.
You know what? That's true. I better deal with the lady.
Yeah, that's you get her there, he gonna be there. Pronto.
I love it. I'm definitely Freddie. If you catching this, because I know you be tuning in. I need you too. I wanna hear, because I wanted to, and I want people to see Black men that are married too.
Yeah, that's always
some stuff have been really one-sided that I've been seeing, and I'm kind of like, but husbands matter too. I don't know. I can go down a rabbit hole with that one. I don't know what kind of movement women are on right now, but it's been crazy.
People got to stop creating all of this freaking division. That junk is crazy to me. That's why I hate it. That's why I don't get down with no men movements, no women's movements. I'm not with none of that. None of that. No politics. I don't care about no Democrats and Republicans. I get them both mad because they both be lying.
Right, that part.
Listen, people be so mad at me. I'm not doing that. And I tell people all the time, listen, that ain't gonna get you what you want. Oh, men are this, women are that. That ain't gonna get you what you want. What women want to be with a man that's always bashing women, or vice versa?
Yeah, it's been a lot of that though.
Listen, I think people are just fed up. They've been beat up so long. Now they ready to stand up for themselves. But it's like, what you trying to do? Switch teams? I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you're going to do. But if that's not what you want to do, you might want to stop bashing the opposite sex.
Yeah. Yeah. Or at least don't hold that over somebody's new head. You know what I mean?
Everybody, all men or all women.
Yeah, all men.
They just throw us all. Like, I've been married, so I know I ain't messing with no women. So what's up?
Yeah. Some of the comments I've seen, I'm just like, who hurt you? Like, I feel so bad because who hurt you?
That's the issue right there. They got that trauma that they ain't dealt with.
Yeah. It's a lot of that going on. Jeez Louise. And even more so since the pandemic.
Like, listen, the pandemic ain't help.
Not at all. Not at all. All right, Ed. Well, I have enjoyed my session with you. I can't wait to have you back on because we're going to discuss couples. the real work behind the marriages. Because everybody else be out here playing house.
Listen, that's all they doing. That's all they doing. Until they ready to put on them big girl pants and big boy pants, they gonna keep playing house.
Yes, and I feel like if you really want to talk about building wealth, you have to have your family structure tight.
Listen, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. There ain't nothing like being able to combine income, bank accounts, and people don't understand that either. They want to, oh no, this is my money, that's his money. If y'all building wealth together, how this is mine? No, this is ours.
I'm an and in both type of girl. That's yours. This is mine. This is ours. We need a couple pots.
I mean, it's cool until it ain't cool.
Yeah, I know, but that's Listen,
that's how it is. I swear, I done met people that's like that, but I've met other people where the one spouse don't work at all, and the other spouse is still our money, and I'm like, hey, nothing wrong with that. That's how it's supposed to be. But it's just based on whatever works.
Yeah. You got to know your dynamics.
I know within our first few years of marriage, if somebody was talking about hours and they wasn't working, I might have been like, huh? What? Hours? What's hours? I'm the only one at work. But
I hate you, Ed.
Listen, you can't tell me that you don't feel that way. Think about that. If you're the only one that work, how is it ours?
Yeah, no. Well, it depends. Then you have that conversation around gender roles and who's supposed to be doing what. I mean, it goes that rabbit hole can go very deep. I just feel like once you have kids, don't nothing belong to neither one of y'all. So
Yeah, the kids basically take over your bed and all of that. But even still, with gender roles, I tell people all the time, like, listen, if the trash got to be taken out, the trash got to be taken out. If the dishes got to be washed, the dishes got to be washed. I'm not gonna leave the dishes, but my wife is gone for a week. What, I'm gonna eat off paper plates and stuff for a whole week? No, I'm gonna be washing some dishes. I don't cook. Now, if I have to, I will. But when my wife is home, she's the one that primarily cooks. But if somebody came in this house with a gun, who you think gonna shoot them? Me.
oh Lord, that's much fair enough. Fair
Listen,
enough.
if something go down crazy, she listen, stand behind me. There's just certain things that I do, certain things that she do. When it comes to that yard work, I ain't never seen her lift a thumb out there. I'm okay with that. It is what it is.
Oh man, yeah, we gotta get on here. This is gonna be fun.
They gonna learn from me. I'm telling you. My
Nah,
wife,
listen. And me as a newbie in this league, yeah, I want to learn. I'm a newbie in the parenting and a newbie in the marriage scene, so I'm out here trying to learn.
I got a 14-year-old going on 15, but I've been raising kids, I swear, since I was 13, 14 years old. My older sister had her first son. I was 13, and I took care of him and all of my other nieces and nephews that was coming around, and even parents at one point in time. So when you from where we from,
yeah,
you can figure it out.
Yeah, and you figure it out fast too.
Put in however they need to put in.
That's a fact. That is a fact. All right. Well, I love it. I love it, Edward Hilts. Thank you so much for being on with me tonight.
Definitely. I appreciate you for having me.
Yes. And listen, I'm going to inbox you so that we can get this on the schedule for the couples.
Okay. You want me to have my wife there too?
Again, if she can. If not, don't push it because I know everybody.
No, I mean, she probably will more than likely be here. I just got to see if I can get my mother-in-law to take care of these little parasites because they ain't with it. You seen the one already came in. I'm surprised they ain't come.
Yeah, no, and I hear my little guy going off now. So
yeah, go get him.
Yep, definitely.
Flipping tables.
That's what I'm scared of. That's why I'm trying to catch him now. Like, listen, no, little baby.
Where you was at?
Like, mm-mm. All right. Well, thank you, Ed.
It's been real, and you enjoy the rest of your night and your weekend. And,
yes, you too.
Will do.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Night. Peace.
Peace.